Hello and welcome to this edition of Rough Cut Online. I'm your host, Chris Smith. Unfortunately, there's only 2 films out this week, and that seems to be playing anywhere, and one of them stars Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber Never Say Never is the story of Bieber's life so far, featuring home video footage, interviews with family and friends, and behind-the-scenes footage from his 2010 tour. The film will be released in 3D, and they're talking to bring out a director's cut edition whilst it's still in cinemas.
The top one is one camera, and that's another camera right there, and they shoot right here.
Oh, you can see it.
Yeah, so you can go up right up to it.
Whoa.
Go closer. And go sideways a little bit.
That's sick, right? It looks like it's about to hit that guy in the head.
In an interview with Rolling Stone magazine last week, though, Bieber asked about his stance on abortion, stating he doesn't believe in it. He also thinks that the government of Korea is bad. I Am Number 4 is out this Wednesday, starring Alex Pettyfer. He plays superpowered teenager John, part of a group of 9 others who are hunted down and killed by mysterious tattooed figures. With the aid of Timothy Oliphant, he hides out in a high school before falling for Glee's Diana Agron. When he is discovered, he must seek out others like him in order to fight and survive. Reports came in a few weeks ago from The Hollywood Reporter about pay disputes between Pettyfer and DreamWorks. Learning he was being paid less than another actor, he demanded renegotiations for his contract and stopped cashing his cheques. Since the incident, he has switched agents and resumed cashing cheques. In other news, after Arnold Schwarzenegger announced via Twitter that he was returning to acting, interest in the Terminator franchise picked up. The last film in the franchise, Terminator Salvation, came out in 2009, starring Christian Bale as John Connor and Sam Worthington as a prototype Terminator, the role held by Schwarzenegger in the original films. Directed by McGee, the film is the least successful of the franchise, earning just over $370 million worldwide, and shortly after its release, producers the Harrison Company were forced to file for bankruptcy. Hedge fund Pacifier bought the rights to the franchise last year for almost $30 million, and now according to Deadline, Universal is currently looking for something else for director Justin Lin to do after Fast 5. Chris Morgan, who's worked with Lin on the last 3 Fast and Furious films, could join him as writer for the proposed project. Last week, E! Online reported the official announcement from Warner Bros., the title for Guy Ritchie's Sherlock Holmes sequel. Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law return in Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows, joined by Stephen Fry as Holmes' brother Mycroft, and Mad Men's Gerald Harris as the villain Professor Moriarty. Released in 2009, the first film, which starred Downey as the title character and Law as his partner Watson, met a fair review from critics and went on to make over $500 million worldwide on a budget of only $90 million. There is no mention of the story yet, but as shooting has reportedly finished, we may soon see a trailer, with the film scheduled for a December 16th release date in the UK. Issues with the script are reportedly delaying shooting of Men in Black 3, according to 24 Frames. Originally scheduled for mid-February, production on the film's second part will begin at the end of March, whilst Jeff Nathanson, who directed Catch Me If You Can, works on Tropic Thunder describes Ethan Coen's draft. Will Smith returns alongside Tommy Lee Jones as Agent J in K, with Josh Brolin playing a younger Agent K from 1969 in the time travel plot. Shooting for the scenes set in the present have all been completed, but according to producer Walter Parks, warmer weather was needed for certain exterior shots, and the film wasn't moved back completely due to benefits on New York State tax incentives for filming last year. Production has already been delayed once before by reported disagreements between Smith and filmmakers over the script, and Brolin recently told 24 Frames that he was getting slightly impatient. Alice Eve has also been confirmed for the same role as Emma Thompson, playing the 1969 version of her character Olivia, who joins the Men in Black agency as a secretary before eventually taking charge. Talking with ComingSoon.net, the director of the first 3 Pirates of the Caribbean films, Gore Verbinski, talked of his attempt to acquire funding for his proposed movie adaptation of video game Bioshock from developer Irrational Games. Hoping to make the film in 3D, Verbinski says that no one wanted to spend the money required to make the film whilst also keeping the 18+ rating. He also commented that he himself was unwilling to create a version suitable for younger audiences and that the adult content was needed to make it as scary as possible. His latest movie Rango is in cinemas March 4th. Deadline report that Michael Bay and Taylor Lautner has teamed up to make a film with scriptwriter Jason Hall. They're not giving away any of the plot, but apparently it's Mr. and Mrs. Smith meets Wanted, and the major studios are already interested. Mathew Vaugns, the director of superhero movies Kick-Ass and X-Men First Class, recently told Deadline about the plans for his next movie. Titled The Golden Age, it's based on a comic book by Jonathan Ross, though not yet published, and is about a group of retired superheroes who team with their grandchildren. Though he says that a major studio is interested in providing funding for the project, he wants to get actors attached before scripting begins, hoping to get Clint Eastwood, Jack Nicholson and Warren Beatty. It's not certain yet if Vaughan will direct the film or just produce, or whether his frequent partner Jane Goldman, who's married to Ross, will write it. And now for the end of the show, the featured trailer this week I'm showing one of the Super Bowl spots from a few weeks earlier. Thanks to the 48 people who watched last week's show, and see you next week.
You could guide an expedition. You are Jack Sparrow.
There should be a captain in there somewhere.
There's the Jack I know.
There'll be dangers along the way. Firstly, mermaids, zombies, Blackbeard. The pirate all pirates fear.
Captain, I wish to report a mutiny. I can name fingers and point names.
Perfect.
Steady as she goes.
We've fallen behind. Fight to the bitter end! Bring the mermaid!
You're killing her. I am a bad man. Is that it? I think so.